Hi there guys, my name is Nataloon and welcome back to The Letter. Now, where we left off, she had just experienced some pretty freaky shit in the shop's window. And she finally seems to have come to her senses a little bit. And she got a tip, like a bonus. She still hasn't cleaned her desk though. That's pretty gross, dude. You're gonna get roaches. That's pretty nasty. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. Oh yeah, he was all weird. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. His hair's disheveled, a disheveled mess, eyes drowsy, and overall looking like he hurried to get out of bed. He looks sad. That's a sad face. Or fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way. You like him. You like him. But I'm not going to tell him that. It'll only bloat his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash.
Ugh, God, that was jarring. He makes a motion with his finger around his ear. Tone it down.
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a slight raise of his hand and he's gone, but nothing more. He's never been particularly fond of mornings, and for that I'm thankful to every god in the universe. Less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. There's a reason why mornings are my favorite. It doesn't take long for us to reach our destination, the small cafe situated in Luxburn's busiest street. The same one I often visit with Becca for its cheap food. Yes, cheap food. I'm always down for cheap food. I've never gone here on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home, near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before, thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact both Ash and Becca vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw in a breath and quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash is suddenly pulling me back by my elbow.
Hold on, scaredy cat, not too fast.
Without warning, he flicks my forehead hard.
That hurts. What was that for?
He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up to him, puzzled. Dick? I really don't understand this guy. At least explaining why you're flicking other people's foreheads all of a sudden. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite. He's very accommodating, too.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
You don't look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
No, she wasn't.
What was that last one? Hey, don't just ignore me.
It fancies you. All questions and retorts die in my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. Cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Okay, coffee, yes. Like the usual, several tables and chairs have been set up for the patrons, but most of the customers present at the moment have forgone them in favor of the more comfortable throw pillows and beanbags the staff has laid out on the floor. Sounds awesome. Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for a long time now. Ash leads me to a secluded spot near the window, where an old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, he's not old, is seated, enjoying a brew and a book.
Professor Clark.
It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor, Detective Inspector Frey.
The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives him a smile. A sheepish look across Ash's face at the older man's admonishment. I can't talk. More unusual, to say the least, is seeing him appear like a parent has just scolded him. but it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. He is blushing. With another warm smile, he gestures for us to take the empty seats opposite him.
Have you been waiting long?
Quite some time. But I come here early on weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws. They're the only place that serves it here. I took the liberty of ordering for you two. I hope you don't mind. I thought it'd be best to talk over a decent helping of coffee.
Soon enough, a waiter brings us 2 more cups and sets down a basket of pastries. Okay, this sounds like a great morning.
Aren't you going to introduce the lady?
Ah, right. Sorry. Isabella, this is Prof. Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university. Andrew, this is Isabella Santos.
Santos. Portuguese? Spanish? Brazilian? Mexican?
Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos. Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man.
Well, the Philippines has been kind of invaded and reinvaded by so many cultures. It's really a melting pot. He doesn't listen to anyone more like it. The awkward tension typically presents in first meetings dissipates after that. I was expecting someone strict and, to an extent, someone severe. But Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I have in mind. The more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who dote on you at family gatherings. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him.
Ashton tells me there's something you wish to discuss that I could help with. Let's hear it then.
I give Ash a hesitant glance and he just nods and gestures toward Andrew with his head. He's leaving this to me. It's my story to tell after all. I keep it short and concise. I found a letter in this old mansion and now I'm cursed. Exactly as I have told Ash and Zach when they asked about it. I don't mention the name of the place. No use saying it now that someone else legally owns it. No use dragging other people into my problems.
I'm sure it's that letter I found, but I don't know anymore. I just want to know how to escape this nightmare.
Of course. We're talking about the one in Anselm Village, aren't we?
How did you...
He's not stupid. Stupid.
Don't look so surprised. There's only one place popular enough here if we're going to talk about hauntings. I once had a colleague who wrote about it and the urban legends surrounding the place. Years worth of study, but fascinating nonetheless. It's a shame he passed away at such a young age. He would have done a much better job at explaining topics like this one compared to me.
Why do you think he passed away, huh? Grudge girl. Ah, spookiness.
Ashton here might disagree, but it's an interesting topic in sociology, if you care to have an open mind.
Studying the science and theory behind it is completely different from outright believing in it.
You don't believe in those stories, sir?
Now, this isn't a question of belief. All I'm saying is things like these speak a lot about a place's culture and history. And it's not just limited to ghosts. Monsters, gods, you name it. Even you, Miss Santos.
What about me?
How you respond to these stories. It tells a lot about you and your upbringing. In the same way it tells me why our detective inspector here finds such topics absurd. Interesting, isn't it?
My head is starting to spin from all this information. Really? I'm not the smartest person around, but I understand what he's trying to get at. I think. It's still too much to take in at once. I look to Ash for help, but his eyebrows are drawn in a frown. If he keeps staring like that at his cup, I'm pretty sure it'll crack soon.
There's still something you're not telling.
Didn't I tell you everything the other day?
Yeah, but you mentioned the rights. Then you proceeded to drop the topic right after. What's with that?
They don't have anything to do with this.
Rights. Luke and Hannah, right?
Yeah, they're the ones who got the place.
Ah, I'm not surprised. They're the kind who gets what they want when they set their eyes on it. From what I've heard, word gets around, especially with a pretty well-known couple like them.
A heavy sigh escapes my lips and also choking on my own spit. Popular or not, they're just my clients, albeit a little pushy, but just clients, end of story. I wish he'd stop pestering me about them. I know you're trying to help. What is it, again, that Becca does when dealing with a particularly difficult child? The pesky, annoying kind? I wish I could remember. I can certainly use the same trick right about now.
Ashton, look here. I know you're trying to help, but the deal's almost already closed. The papers are being prepared. Once it's done, it's over. I'm just their agent.
And when is that happening?
When what? Is there even a purpose to this line of questioning?
Your working relationship with them. When's it going to end?
About a week from now? It depends on how long the papers will take, but they want us to rush it.
Really? You're absolutely sure about that?
Yes, really. Unless they want to buy a house again and want me and Rose to be their agent. If yes, then I don't see a problem with it. Now stop annoying me about it.
Don't accept it.
What? Why? It's my job.
Oh lord, even my younger siblings aren't this difficult to deal with. And then again, Ash is far from a younger sibling to me. If you'd only spell it out, surely I'd understand. We wouldn't even have to talk about it right now. That's how it is, right? Find an even ground, talk about it like adults we ought to be. It wasn't like this before. Somewhere along the way, something has changed in us, as people, as friends. I wish there's a way I can tell when or why. Instead, I'm left searching blindly for reasons. The next thing we know, we'll be drifting further and further apart. Frustrating.
Now, kids, settle down. We're not going to solve anything by shouting.
Sorry, Sir Andrew.
And we're not going to solve anything either if you keep omitting things.
Speak for yourself. I'm not the only one doing it.
You'll have to forgive my former student, Miss Santos. He's always been the curious kind. Many people think he's lazy, but it's actually the opposite. I see that hasn't changed.
Oh, really? How is he back when he was your student? I'm sorry, I need to ask. He doesn't talk much about that.
And there's a reason why. Please don't.
Tried to sleep on the first day of class.
Okay,
He
stories!
did repeat it after what I made him do when I caught him. Students like him are the easiest to deal with, once you know what piques their interest. I'd have to say, he's one of the very few who's actually interested in the subject, though. But there was this one time when...
By the end of our small conversation, Ash looks like he's praying for the ground to swallow him. He's never been one to talk about himself. What I know about him are mostly bits and pieces I've gleaned over the years. He's an atrocious singer, he's bad at art, and he has a personal vendetta against mornings. Now it feels he isn't that hard to figure out after all. It's past noon when Andrew has to leave us for another meeting. But before we separate...
Miss Santos, a word of advice. If this is truly what you think it is, just keep in mind that when it comes to cases such as this, they aren't always what they seem.
Naturally, the mansion and the letter was brought up again several times during our talk. And though Ash is right in that Andrew offers a different perspective, he's left me with more questions than answers instead. What is she? What does she want from me? Is she ever going to leave? Well, once you're dead. They all continue to bug me after we've left the coffee shop. I don't even notice when Ash takes a different turn on our way back.
Where are we going? You can drop me off at the park.
Guess. You have 3 chances.
I'm serious, Ash. Where are we going?
He doesn't answer, but shortly, he stops his car in front of a small, nondescript food stall, a little ways away from the movie house. If I wasn't paying closer attention, I would have missed it without a doubt. He motions for me to wait as he gets off the car and walks in its direction. What? Okay. Sheesh, if you want to buy something, just say it. No need to make yourself look mysterious. It makes you look more like a dork than cool. The wait isn't long, however. Soon he's walking back holding 2 fish-shaped cones in both hands. What? Ice cream? Parfait? Across the 2? By the time he's back inside the car, I've given up any effort to figure out what he bought. Not that it looks bad, it's actually quite cute.
Here, take it.
I have to move my head back a little when he thrusts it at me to avoid the ice cream and the fruit toppings from ending up my nose.
What's this for?
Ah, it's so cute!
My arm's getting tired. 5, 4, 3, 2...
With a wary glance, I take it off his hands. I still don't understand why there's a need for ice cream today. Don't be such a grumpy bitch. Nevertheless, I take a small bite. It's actually pretty good. I must have shown it in my face because he chuckles as soon as I take another one.
Saw the place open the other day when we watched Zach's movie. Thought I should give it a try. It doesn't seem like a bad place to get food from time to time.
And you're giving me free ice cream because...
Do I need to have a reason?
Are you really going to ask me that?
I buy my friends free ice cream all the time. Or not necessarily ice cream, but like frozen yogurt or, you know, just little things. It's what you do. Here's the thing with Ashton Frey. He does not treat anyone to free food because he feels like it. He's that much of a Scrooge. Hell, he even asked me to teach him how to haggle once. Haggle! Of all people who'd ask me that. I'd have expected such a request from Becca, but Ash? Not at all. If I'm gonna be honest, he looks a bit constipated with that expression on his face right now. I think he's starting to regret ever buying this.
The other day? The movie with Zach and Rebecca? Rebecca's there, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, during the movie, we, that's to say, you, shit. Should have written down something first.
Get to the point, Ashton.
Right. I'm sorry.
What?
Not I'm sorry for, you know, not getting to the point. I'm sorry for the other day. I got carried away. I said things that upset you. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay? That's all? That's all you're going to say? You're not still angry, are you?
You didn't have to buy me anything. A simple sorry would have been enough.
I bite into the cone again, a small attempt to keep myself occupied to relieve the heat crawling up my face. It doesn't work, but at least I don't have to look at him. Why I'm feeling embarrassed over things such as an apology, I have no idea. It's not like it wasn't called for. They were being mean, especially him, and in that fraction of a second, it hits me. He skipped his day off just for today. I should be the one apologizing and thanking him. Silence is an awkward company while we finish our respective snacks. There are words for this. For people like us, for understandings and sentiments like this. Yet, in this instant, they don't come. As promised, he drops me off at the park right after. Phrases unsaid, still hanging heavily in the air. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying and leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby food carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one will catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. Maybe I should try walking home today, to get my mind off things. To try and find the words somehow? I haven't done that in a while.
Thanks, Ash, for today.
No problem. Say hi to Rebecca for me.
Yeah, I will.
Even so, I linger. We both do. Mild, humid breeze brings the smell of dried leaves, warmed earth, and far-off distant memory. False starts and awkward first meetings. Same place, same people playing the same parts, though not necessarily the same time. Funny how, of all the days, my brain chooses to remember it now.
Wait, Belle.
Ash exits his car. His strides are unsteady when he approaches me, or maybe this is uncertainty showing? I'm not quite sure. He's never looked uncertain to me before. Always calm, always sure, always collected. He stops a short distance from me, close enough that he is within an arm's reach, but just far enough for his voice to be heard over a decent small talk. If this is what this is going to be... He fumbles for something in his pockets.
Here, catch.
Small bag lands cleanly on my outstretched hand before it hits the ground. I raise an eyebrow at him, but he responds by shrugging and stuffing both of his hands back in his pockets. Somewhere to the side, he finds an interesting spot to look at. Sometimes you have to wait, Papa said long ago. For once this time, I listen. His voice is halting, hesitant when he finds it again.
My mom used to make me carry around one of those when I was young. To ward off evil and bring you luck, she said. I don't believe in this stuff now, but if it makes you feel safe since you're a total scaredy cat, then I guess it's okay to give you one to carry around.
Perhaps at the moment there aren't any words for it. I've never been good with those. But right now, I can thank him in the best way I know. Ooh, not bad after all, or you can be nice when you're trying. That one. I close the short distance separating us and give him a light punch on his arm. The gesture familiar in place of phrases once one can spin together or answers too early to seek out.
See, you can be pretty nice when you're trying.
I am nice.
When you're sleeping, but thanks for this.
Don't go losing it. It brings bad luck if you do.
Wait, are you serious?
I knew there's a catch, this asshole.
Yeah, that's what they say.
You did this on purpose, didn't you? Oh, I should have known.
Not entirely. But seriously, if anything happens, tell me. I'll be around.
He fancies you. Before leaving, he waves at me one last time. He's back to teasing me, back to our usual routine, back to what we're comfortable with. But for all that, I believe him. I just hope I can keep them safe. Alright guys, that's where I'm gonna leave it today. I don't have as much time as I usually do, but this has been a nice day. And I will continue this in the next video. You guys have a great day.